So now we're going to change our diffuse lighting function to wrap diffuse. So we're going to start off with the shader, and it's time to start adding some more properties. So the first property we're going to add is going to be backlighting. I'll just call it backlight. The second one we're going to create is going to be we could call it actually let's just change what we're calling it. So let's call this one GI for global illumination. And then the other one, let's just call this one wrap. And so it's going to be, let me zoom in some. Oh, well, that didn't work the way I wanted it to. So the range is going to be 0.0 to, let's make it 3.0 for now. And we'll make the standard 1. Okay, so for wrap, we'll just copy and paste and do the same thing after we name it. So, let's just call it fall off. And we'll just copy and paste this from there to there. So, but I want to change the range from 1 to 3. I think that will, I think if I have it at 0, something strange might happen. So, also let's add a comment for both of these. And so now we need to create the user-defined variables. And I want to go half and just copy and paste these names. This one will be a half GI, semicolon, underscore wrap. That should be a capital W. Semicolon. I think that's all that's necessary there. So now we go down to the fragment function. And we need to copy and paste, add some code down here. Let me see if I remember what it looked like. So I've got some, I had already previously written it down with some different variables. Okay, so we're going to go half 3, and I already have an n.l function, so I don't need that one. So we're just going to name this, we can name it whatever we want. Let's say, I'm just going to call it n wrap. And then we're going to do floor. And this should be underscore GI for global illumination. Times 0.1 semicolon. And you can put in a comment that says intensity control. The reason for the 0.1 has to do with that second line of code. So we can call this, I call it lamb. I guess I should call it W Lambert. And it equals saturate, bracket, n.l plus n wrap close the bracket, then put in a division symbol, then bracket, then 1 plus n wrap, close that bracket, times 1 plus n wrap. I'm trying to remember what this is. I think this is additive or something like that. I have some code sitting around that's supposed to explain what the blending options in Photoshop are, and I've used that code or mathematical code can be used in Unity, and I've used that quite a bit. So then bracket, and then you're going to do a half 3 again, and it's going to be called diffuse LT, and we're going to copy and paste the W Lambert from here to here, and this light direction W is how was it my old code? So it's going to be half 3, call it diffuse LT, and it's going to be equal to I dot light direction dot W. This dot W is important. Don't have it dot XYZ or anything else. It's dot W, and then it's going to be times light color 0 dot XYZ. This is an internal variable in Unity, and then it's going to be multiplied by this function, and then there's going to be a semicolon. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so that you can see it, and pause the video if necessary. Okay, so after you've written that, now it's time to take a look at this function. So this is our diffuse reflection function, but as you can see, we need to plug in the diffuse light or the wrapped light function into our final diffuse variable. So we don't need the light direction W down here anymore, and we don't need the light color 0 anymore. And we may not even need the n.l function anymore because n.l was already put into this. So we can actually, I think, delete this, but let's just comment this out for now. And so you want to see where diffuse reflection was, which is down here, and you want to replace the diffuse reflection with the diffuse LT. So now we have the wrapped diffuse function being used instead of the regular diffuse function, which is just plain regular Lambert. So I guess I should just say Lambert diffuse. We are most likely just going to delete this in the end, but in case something breaks or turns pink, I just decided not to delete it. So let's save this for the moment of truth, and I also want to scroll up here really quickly so you can see these two these two variables that we typed in, GI and wrap, and you can also see the ones up here. So yeah, I already hit save. So let's see what happens. Oh, something went wrong. So let's see what we diffuse reflection. Okay, so that means that I still have that diffuse reflection being used somewhere else in here, and it's line 144. So let's see what happened. Oh, it's down here twice. Okay, so we're just going to copy diffuse LT and then replace this diffuse reflection here. That should be the last diffuse reflection. So we're going to hit file save and then see what happens. Okay, so that's what we have now. And now let's take down this wrap strap so we can actually see what's going on. So the global illumination is controlling the backside color, or the unlit color, and the fall off doesn't seem to be doing anything for some reason. Let me change this directional light. Let's change it like this, and then go back to this. And the global illumination control is controlling the backside, but the backside is sort of stepping, so it's it's a discrete. It's a discrete range as opposed to I guess fractional or decimal, because I have it floored. Right here. Let's see what's going on with the fall off. The fall off range, I think, needs to be larger, so let's go back and see what's going on. Fall off range is from 0.1 to 3. That is probably, let's go from 0 to, let's say 10, and then see what happens. Still nothing. I wonder if I've done something wrong. Might be something I'm forgetting from down here. Let me pause the video. Okay, I was totally blind here. So what happened was I completely forgot to even hook up the other function. So basically what we're doing now is we're adding we're doing something to the wrap function. So what you're now going to write is half NL wrap, and that's going to be equal to inner bracket floor. Then we're going to take the wrap property, and then we're going to multiply it by 0.05, close out that bracket, then add a semicolon. Then we're going to rename this one, because originally it was named NWrap. We'll rename it to NLGI, and that's all you need to do there. And so, back to the W. Lambert, what we're going to do is, just delete it, because you won't need it. And then for LT diffuse, we're keeping the eye light direction and the light color 0, but then we're going to do this instead. So we're going to do n.l NL plus NLGI plus NWrap. I'm going to pause this. Okay. Now that you've written it down before we save, I just want to make sure that everything is right. And I did. So now you can add some comments. So this one is the fall off. And then this one should be the global illumination, or I don't want to spell the whole thing. Then hit save, and let's hope that we don't have any problems. Okay, so let's see what's happening. So the global illumination probably shouldn't go from 0 to, what is it that I set it at? Let's see, I set it from 0. Okay, it should probably be 1 to 4. And the fall off, I actually don't want to have it at 0. I want to go from 1 to 20. So now this is this should be global illumination at 1. It goes all the way up. So that kind of controls the fall off. But you notice that as even though it's controlling the fall off, it's not controlling the unlit color. The only thing that's controlling the unlit color is the the fall off, and then the global illumination is doing something else. Or do I have these named wrong? Well, maybe I do. Let's see. This is controlling the fall off. And this one is controlling the overall illumination. Let me change the directional lighting to being completely behind this character. That's not doing anything. Oops. Okay, so I guess I had these named backwards. So, we'll just change this name to wrap. And this one to GI. So we need to go back down here to the I may be going stupid somehow. Yes, I am going stupid. Because that's to fall off. What I meant to do is... Okay, just don't do what I just did. Okay, so this is what you do. Just fix it down here. So just switch these two. This one should be GI. And this one should be wrap. And then just call this one fall off. And call this one GI. Or global. Or global loom, if that's what you want to call it. Fix it down here. Don't mess with anything up there. Except for now you just want to switch these. So this one is 20. This one is 4. And hit save. Okay. And now everything should be fine. Sorry about being confusing. Let me reduce this to shininess, because I feel like it's, let's just make the shininess 0 so this can, you can see what the actual diffuse lighting is doing. So this is global illumination. It is probably blowing up a little bit too much. So it needs to not go all the way to that high. Of course, these kind of interact with each other. So let's see what's going on. So global illumination is too high, up to 20. Let's see, I think I want to go only to 7. And then to fall off, maybe let's go to 6. And I think maybe let's try no range from 0 to 7 first. Okay, so now if global illumination is at 0, then we get the regular Lambertian fall off. I mean the regular Lambertian unlit color. And then the fall off range is from 1 to 6, and that you can't see what these values are down here. There's actually a way so you could have a slider and a box. That is something I'm going to add in later. But this kind of, the fall off kind of works as a roughness value. So you can, if this character was really rough, I guess it would kind of be darker. Or then it would be lighter based on how smooth it is, but they're kind of changing the lightness value in the front. So let me put this on one of these cylinders down here so we can get a better look at exactly what's going on. So if I'm going to create a new cylinder, just going to stick that on there. That is, doesn't seem to look right. I guess it is right. I'm just okay. So because I deleted that. Never mind. So let's get rid of that first. Okay, here we go. So now we can kind of control you can see how the fall off is being controlled. You can go really bright or kind of not that bright, kind of grayish. And then you can control the global illumination on the back side. And as you can see, this shader can kind of approximate what Oren-nayar looks like. It's, as you can see, it's closer to this than it is to this. It has the softer fall off of Oren-nayar, and it doesn't have the same issue with the unlit side that these two have. As you can see, it's just a little bit darker on the unlit side than Oren-nayar, but that can be adjusted. Well, you can't really adjust it that well due to the fact that I have it floored. So if you took the floors out, you would have it would be easier to make an approximation of Oren-nayar. I mean, it's a pretty good approximation of that shader as is. But we could take the floor out of there. So we'd just delete floor both situations, and also delete the what is being multiplied by. You could also delete these two brackets if you wanted to, but I don't want to. And I can hit save. And then go back to it. Maybe floor isn't quite right. I think now I have to use smaller numbers. So if you do that, then you have to adjust the numbers that are up here. So it looks like the one that's giving me some problems mostly is the global illumination number. So instead of going to 7, I probably want to go to 0.5. And instead of going to 6, I want to go to 1. So this would be 0.2 and 0.5 as the standard. And then now I might have some, what is happening here? Oh no, am I glitching out? Hope I'm not glitching out. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, that was stupid. Okay, now the slider knob has reappeared. So now I might be able to better approximate or to better fake Oren-nayar. Almost identical with the slider alone. Well, maybe not almost identical. It's we're a little too bright. Maybe not. I don't think I can. I don't think it matches Oren-nayar when I have Oren-nayar the roughness all the way up. It looks like it only matches maybe about 50% roughness for Oren-nayar. So there's still some limitations of this shader. But as you can see, I can get kind of close in certain situations, but I still can't quite fake Oren-nayar. What's interesting is that 50% Oren-nayar seems to actually match this particular wrap diffuse. If this side was using unities, if this was actually matching this color, I guess there's really no way to truly fake Oren-nayar, but it comes pretty close. But I still prefer to actually be floored, so I'm just gonna undo all